Don't miss the woman whose waist is only this big. 68-year-old Kathy Young has lived in a corset for the last 22 years. 22 years. You'll be amazed at the results. Now, back in 1983, Kathy Young slipped into a corset and stayed there for the last 22 years. Yes, she's worn a corset 24 hours a day.
Yeah, for that length of time. They saw her in a kind of a silhouette thing. And, well, Kathy's waist is now officially the smallest waist in the world. And it measures just 15 inches. And Kathy joins us now. Hello there.
Hello, Kathy.
Are you all right?
Wow.
Is that, I mean, it's just the most, Denise, isn't that the most extraordinary tie I've ever seen?
How can you breathe with that so tight?
Just do it so gradually that it's not a problem at all.
Right. Are you, I have to say, Kathy, you don't look comfortable. Are you comfortable?
I am comfortable.
And
so I'm more or less comfortable depending on the height of a chair that I sit in, but I'm quite comfortable.
So what you're saying is because of the way that you've effectively shrunk...
The lower you sit down, the more difficult it is.
So that means there are quite a few day-to-day things that you can no longer do because of the size of your waist. You can't sit on a low chair, is what you're saying there, for example.
You choose your chairs.
You choose your chairs. Okay.
But there's really nothing I can't do. I sport fish and wearing a corset.
Why did you decide to do this? What was the reason behind it?
Because we're interested in Victorian costuming, and in order to have some of the Victorian dresses and costumes look appropriate, they have to have the right underpinnings.
Did people in Victorian times have 15-inch waists?
No, but you don't even really need to reduce your waist very much to have the shape change and have the silhouette look very Victorian and very comfortable.
What do you eat? Are carbs out of the picture?
No, I eat very normally. I eat what I'm not a...
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
There's nothing that you can't eat?
I'm not a big eater, but I do eat... You do have to eat smaller portions. So more regularly.
I see.
Which is they've shown now is healthier for all of us anyway, to eat, say, 5 or 6 smaller meals a day.
Mm.
So what happens when you go to sleep then? What do you do
I
then?
sleep in my corset.
Do you? You sleep in a corset. How does that... Doesn't that make it just a little bit uncomfortable? How would you... If you lie on a particular side, I mean, how do you sleep in a corset? It's fine.
It's fine. I don't give it a second thought. I'm basically a procrastinator, so when I first started wearing a corset, I would say, oh, I'll get up in the morning and put the corset on, and then it would be 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I wouldn't have gotten there. So I just started leaving it on at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do your family and friends think of your tiny waist?
Are they impressed?
It's mixed, a mixed bag.
When you say mixed, what are those that are a bit negative? What do they say about it?
I don't think there's anybody that's sort of middle of the road. People either really like it or they...
Could you stand
really
up?
don't.
Would
Yeah,
you mind standing up? Let's have a look. Here we go.
Oh, my word.
It sort of looks even smaller now.
Absolutely tiny.
Oh, my waist is more than twice yours. That's lovely to know. And can I ask you this? Have any of your organs moved as a result of the way that you've conditioned your waist there?
Well, your stomach moves down, and your lungs move up a little bit.
What about your heart?
That's pretty stable. We have X-rays. My husband is an orthopedic surgeon, so we have X-rays that have been taken for other reasons along the line, either before I was corseting,
right,
and some that we've taken afterwards, and so.
It's fine.
But if you think about it, realistically, when you're pregnant, your organs get moved all over the place.
Yeah.
So hang on, what about pregnancy? Have you got children?
I have children, but I didn't start lacing or wearing a corset until my children were...
Oh, right.
Sit
down, feel free to sit down. Relax there. Oh, what age did you start putting the corsets on and shrinking your waist? How old were you when you started with this business?
My middle 40s.
Middle 40s. Right. Is it you going to try and get any smaller, or is that it now? You settling on 15?
No, my clothes, my good clothes that I wear for parties and dress up and all, are all custom made. And
I'm sure.
And so there will be...
Well, I don't think people should in any way attempt this at home.
No,
I'm sure it's
I
quite a
wouldn't,
skilled
I
thing.
wouldn't.
An orthopaedic surgeon as a husband, I imagine that helps. But thank you, Kathy.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to see you and your tiny waist.
Yeah, isn't it? It's absolutely outstanding, I have to say.
But I think that anybody who's interested in achieving the, or even wearing a corset, probably the several things that I would say
All right,
would be...
we're going to have to move on, but Kathy, thank you so much for
Thank
that.
you very much.